Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Hello, big feelers. It's me, Joy. I'm so grateful to have you here. Thanks for joining me. It actually is kind of a little bit of a rough day. So if you would help me, I would super appreciate it. I am having really big feelings. I don't know that I can compact it into one small thought, two easy words to understand. But I will say it all started and it kind of all ends with those little foam pads that come in swimsuits. I was preparing and have been preparing. I have a pretty busy fall, some travel, some celebrations. I'm assuming you know, just like I do, there is a level of preparation for an event like a wedding or a big vacation or something of that nature that is different than any other preparation that you do. And so many items of clothing, little travel needs are going to be bought that would never be bought otherwise. And I actually never need them otherwise, but for some reason I have to have them for this thing. So one of the things that I was preparing for is I needed a swimsuit at, multiple of these events, as a matter of fact. And so I found this girlfriend said, oh, here's where you need to shop. They got great prices. They've got great selections. Here's the link. I go, I'm happy. I'm getting all kinds of options. And the swimsuits arrive, and if you're a woman, you understand this. I think no matter what time of day it is, no matter what day of the week it is, no matter what day of the month it is, no matter where you are in your own personal health journey, like if you're feeling great, if you're struggling, if you feel like to yourself, like I need to lose weight, or if you feel like to yourself, I lost a little too much weight, I need to put some weight on, I need to tone this, I need to stretch that. No matter what circumstance you come into it with, I think trying on jeans and trying on swimsuits till the end of time is going to be a challenge. It's either going to go amazingly great. It's like a 2% chance. I mean, even my friends that have the best bodies, or I would say the best bodies, or I would even say what society thinks is like an ideal body, I still don't think they like trying on jeans and swimsuits. There's no way anyone likes to try on a swimsuit, because so much of this, I'm pointing to my brain, so much of our brains and our hearts are mixed up in it. It's not like, okay, here's what my body is like today. Here's what it's probably going to be like in the next month while I get ready when I go to this event. Here's an appropriate amount of fabric to have to cover myself and to do the job I'm asking it to do. Well, that sounds very reasonable, but going through my mind is like, what size is this? Is this my normal size? Did they size up? Did they size down? Is this really a size this? Is this what size I am today? What's going on with this? And how much do I weigh today? And blah, blah, blah. Like there are, the list of the things that go through my mind are multiple. So there is an inherent challenge to trying on swimsuits, trying on clothes, particularly jeans for whatever reason. And a lot of it is fraught. There's a ton of, I'll just say thoughts, like way more thoughts than should go through my head, do go through my head when I'm trying to figure something like that out. But for whatever reason, yesterday when I was trying on this new swimsuit that's actually pretty cute, it's fits well, blah, blah, blah. It just sent me down a spiral that it had these little round, I don't know if they're foam. I would call them foam, but they probably are a little bit of foam with fabric around them to go here inside the bra. And a little part of me understands it. It's like, great. I think that's trying to provide a little extra coverage, which is fantastic. I think it's supposed to provide a little bit more enhancement if that's something that you're going for. Because granted, most of us will want a little something different out of every thing that we put on, right? Some would want less. Some would want more. Some would want zero. Some want it to look. That's hard to meet everybody's expectations, right? So, but I'm looking at these things, and it's not even necessarily, does this help me? Because I'm going to be honest, I actually don't get it. Like, what is it supposed to be doing? And maybe that's the problem, is there's like an ignorance level. Like, I don't actually understand what this is for. And if you could help me understand exactly what it's for and how, and if it is a good match for me and if it's supposed to benefit me, how? But I can't even get to that point because my frustration level is through the roof because these things, they're not sewn in. I'm sure I know no man has made it to this point of the podcast. So that's actually kind of a relief for me. Ladies, I understand we're like in the muck with this, but I literally need help. And I can't just ask about it at brunch. I need I need more help than this. Why isn't it sewn in? And if it's not sewn in because maybe I don't want it and I want to take it out, great. Thank you for teaching me that. There is a little slit so you can come in and like pull them out real easily. And I appreciate that. But if you are going to use them, wouldn't you want them sewn in? Because whatever it's supposed to be doing, covering, encouraging, lifting, whatever it might be doing, it's not doing for me because it's folded over and like crushed over to the side in the corner somewhere. And I'm trying to get through all these layers of fabric to get it to undo and lay just right. And I have to do that every single time. I can't, and I don't get it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm way back here, like, what is this? What is this for? What is the goal? What am I trying to do? And I think that's hurting me in not being able to, like, I can't make peace with it to now get to the functional part. So I'll tell you what, I sure just ripped them out. And okay, fine, that's fine. But I still wonder, was I supposed to have that? Would it be better with it? What do most people think about them? But the actual problem is not the little foam pad, right? It's never really about the foam pad. Some of the things that this brings up for me is if a clothes manufacturer, right? These people make clothes for everybody. We're not talking about an individual, one person making an outfit for joy. We're talking about this person making an outfit, making it in bulk for most people so that most people that kind of want this style and are kind of this size and shape, it would work for them. Right? It's one of the things I have a real problem with in the OJ trial. If you watched the OJ trial, one of the big cruxes of the whole thing was I'm not a lawyer, the counsel, the defense, and the DA. The DA, the prosecutor, there we go. The prosecutor said, let's have him put on the gloves. Okay? Let's have him put on the gloves. And I think one of the things they were thinking is like, oh, if they slide on and we can see him in the gloves, we can kind of picture him in the moment. So, non-lawyer, I don't know anything about any of this stuff. But even I know how to put on a defense for that. And you know what it is? Well, of course they fit. You think gloves are individual? They're just on a rack and every man comes through and like generally can wear them. Have you ever like gotten an individualized, a customized pair of gloves? No one in that jury would have, because no one would have. They're like, here's the average size of a man's hands. Here's some gloves. Maybe they've got medium and maybe they've got large, but gloves don't really work like that, right? They fit most people. So if I can defend that, it's not really a good point that you're making. And I don't know that I would have thought through the rest of it, but it was too risky, because when they didn't fit, that was it. Oh, I rhymed it too. He said if it doesn't fit, you have to acquit. But I said if it doesn't fit, that's it. It's over, and you wouldn't have gained anything even if it had gone well. Well, that's generally how they do clothes, right? They make a piece of clothing and they assume like this group of people it should work for. Yeah, everybody's unique. We get that. But in general, most women are this height. Most women this size have this kind of shape. Or most, generally. If a man went to go buy a pair of gloves and it had a thumb and 3 fingers instead of 4 fingers, you know what they would think? These gloves are stupid. What's wrong with these gloves? Who made these gloves and thinks that most men, you can even say enough men, it doesn't have to be most necessarily to sell something, but if enough men fit these gloves, let's sell them and make some money. But I think instead of when I get a piece of clothing that just really does not work, I don't think, this wasn't a good fit for me. This is meant for someone else, a different person, a different body. I think my reaction is, something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with my body. Why don't I fit into this? Why doesn't this sit right on me? Why do other people look good in this and I don't? I don't think, this just isn't right. It's just not a good fit. Which is true, right? It's true. Just because a pair of shoes doesn't fit you, it just means that's not your pair of shoes, right? But instead, I think other women sometimes, and sometimes societally, we start to think like, well, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my hips, thighs, shoulders, midsection, arms? What's wrong with me that this isn't going right for me? So that's why I'm struggling with these little foam pads. Am I supposed to want the foam pads? Am I supposed to need them? Are they supposed to be helpful in some way? I know I'm going on and on about pads, but like literally, what is this supposed to be? Because where I'm trying to get is to a place where I say, this is for me, this isn't. This is maybe for me, this is not. And letting go of those things that are not for me, instead of making it mean something about me, especially if that thing is negative, I would love to just see it like a man that picked up a pair of gloves with 3 fingers. Well, that's dumb. Put that back and leave. Maybe it's not even done, but it's not for me. I have 4 fingers and a thumb. That's what kind of glove I need. I have this kind of body type. This is what I need. This is what I need in a jean. This is just how tall I am. This is what size I am. This is where I am. This is what kind of style I need. And to not make the ones that aren't for me mean any one little thing about me and my value and my body and what's wrong with me and all the things and how I'm not enough. And so that's why I threw those foam pads out, because it just kept making me think, what is wrong with your body that not only does this not work for you, you don't even know what it's for. What is it for? So my body positivity movement, the one that I'm like trying to get on the train of, is not everything's fine, I don't have anything to work on. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't have to be thrilled when, my knees hurt. Oh, because it's my body. It's positive. But I'm also not going to hate myself for everything. But I'd love to go somewhere in the middle where I can just see myself and my body and how clothes fit me and how people have designed clothes, just to be a piece of information, a little data set. Oh, this one's not for me. The next one might be. Oh, this one was for me. Maybe we should get another one of those so we don't have to have this complete spiral of thoughts every time we go to put on a pair of jeans. That's a lot to ask of myself, but I'm going to ask it and I'm going to move forward with it, because let me say it this way, every thought that I can reframe, I think is a win. And I'm going to keep going for it. And let me tell you something. While we're on the topic of bodies and women's bodies and what works best for us, I will never be a person that heels work for. I look like, even though I'm an adult and I have, in theory, loved heels before and wanted them, but I look like a baby giraffe taking her first 3 steps when I'm in heels. It doesn't look great. I feel too tall. I'm very unstable. I'm almost positive I'm going to sprain an ankle. And I learned this many years ago. It's just, you know what? They're not for me. God bless Carrie Bradshaw. I love it. And she's walking on those heels in New York City. That's insane to me. I don't even want to walk a very stable sidewalk in heels. I don't even want to walk across the reception dance floor. And I'm really not going to dance in them. So these people, I'm seeing it a lot. I just walked into the store with a very, very stylish, like 20-ish something girl, and she had Adidas slides on with it. And when I see Kamala Harris in her power suit and her tennis shoes, ooh, it does something to me. It does something big to me. Like, no matter what happens here, let's push forward this. We can still be professional and have comfortable, supportive shoes on. Like, you want to talk about changing America? That's the kind of change I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let me wear a dress, a suit, a business casual outfit, and put a sensible, comfortable, supportive shoe with it, and it still be considered professional? Yes, please. Yes, please. And you know what? If I need to be the first one to say, hey, this is what we're doing, I'm taking a step, just follow me. Well, I'm not going to be the first, but I'm just saying, I'll get in the line. I'm in the line. I'm in the line, and you're welcome to join the line with me. I would be happy to have you. Sensible shoes, removable foam circles, and great refund policies. I'm Joy, and I approve this message.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to use it
anyway. You
anyway.
Know how to use it anyway.
James.
Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.